Welcome to Saturday Morning Retro, episode 21. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G Network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/RatedG4Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G4Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I am your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man? What's going on? We're the #1 retro gaming show on the internet. I'm calling it right now. I'm feeling good. We got lots of views on our stuff. Just thanking everybody for viewing, liking, subscribing. Awesome. I'm just going to put it out there in the universe. #1 retro gaming show on the internet. That's right.
That's right.
You got to put it out there in the universe to make it happen.
That's right. Everything is kind of coming up roses right now for Rated G in our personal lives. We got vacations coming up. We got lots of views on stuff. Got a lot of good content coming out.
I know we're recording this before my 25th birthday. I'm taking a big trip. It's a big milestone. 25 years. 25 years.
25 years plus a little bit. And we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. A couple more numbers and we got it. Hey, look. It's awesome that you have I'm just going to call it a summer birthday, right? It's the end of May. The weather's nice, right? I don't care what I don't care what the calendars say. I don't care what the internet says when you look it up when the summer solstice is. It doesn't matter. It's beautiful outside right now. It's very nice. You got a nice summer birthday, right? You get to experience the good weather. I also have a summer birthday. It's a beautiful time, right?
I'm going to the Caribbean, and I checked the weather app, and it's supposed to rain every day next week. It's supposed to rain every day.
No. Well, you know what? Things always change at a rapid pace. So I bet when you look at the forecast tomorrow, it's going to be completely different.
I hope so.
That storm is going to hook left, right? It's going to go towards Cuba instead of to where you're going, and everything is going to be A-okay. I
hope so.
I can tell you.
You know what? Don't hit Cuba. Just don't hit in general. Just don't come in general. Just
there you go. Out to sea. Head out to sea.
There we go. Out to sea. Then you can come back when I leave.
Exactly.
All right, Dave. We have an awesome show this month. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit about Chaos Legion and Genji, Dawn of the Samurai. I'm actually curious to hear your thoughts on that game, because that's a game I purchased last year, and it's been on my list of games that I wanted to try, and I'm anxious to talk about Chaos Legion. But before we get into any of that, let's start the show with this time in gaming history. I want to say this. When I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, this is a big thing, because May 18th, 1973, Hudson Soft was incorporated in Japan.
Wow, the Hudson Soft.
So
Hudson's Adventure Island, the Bomberman Studio, among other games.
Bonk and Star Soldier, right? Don't forget about Bonk. Definitely that was like the mascot for the TurboGrafx 16, right? / PC Engine. That was like their mascot. Yeah. That was their Mario. That was their Sonic. So, Hudson Soft. Definitely, if you saw the Hudson Soft label on your game, I want to say late 80s and even in the 90s.
Yep.
You knew you were getting a pretty good game. Not like seeing an LGN symbol.
LJN. Oh, I bought the X-Men game for Nintendo because my friends were like, you should buy this game. It's great because comics are awesome. I'm like, yeah, but and it was terrible.
Well, they were half right. Comics are awesome, but games by LGN suck.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Hudson definitely stood for quality, and they lasted a good long while, right? You said they came up in the early 70s, and they lasted until, I guess, the mid 2010s, maybe. Yeah,
2008, 2012, I think. It was
sure.
one of the between one of those times they got bought out by Konami.
Right. So Konami now owns the license, and sadly, owns the company and all the
2012.
IP. And
March 1st, 2012.
I think the only thing that they've actually, well, that's not necessarily true, but one of the only things they put out was Super Bomberman R for the Nintendo Switch, and then eventually I think PC and Xbox or whatever in PlayStation. And it was probably one of the worst Bomberman games. Just very mediocre.
One of the worst Bomberman games, maybe. That's debatable, but it is one of
like bottom five.
It will be, in my view, one of the collectible Bomberman games, because each game, if you got the PlayStation, well, remember, it came out, it was exclusive at first for the Switch.
Right, it was a launch title. Yeah.
And then it came out for the Xbox One and PS4, and each one had a playable character only for that system. So I think
Mm-hmm.
Master Chief was in the Xbox One. I can't think of who was in the PlayStation version. Probably Kratos.
Could have been Kratos.
Yeah. So I think that would be somewhat collectible. I should have bought both of them. Now, you know what? By next Saturday morning retro, I'm going to
pick them up.
I gotta go pick them up. So
because you're right. Because that's probably a game that a lot of people didn't buy, and I'm surprised it came out for other systems. I guess they wanted to recoup their abysmal sales numbers on the Switch, try and make some more money. But yeah, probably be worth a little bit.
All right, Dave, you get any good pickups this month?
Dan, I always have good pickups, and I got some interesting tidbits on these. I picked up my first game from the Facebook Marketplace. And that is World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth on the PC. Okay. Now, it's brand new. As far as I know, the label hasn't been tampered with. It's got the little sticker seal over the backside, right? And it was $8 plus shipping. So I was like, well, this would normally go for about $20, right? For an unopened copy that would still have the CD key inside, which is what I wanted. So I found it for $8, and I was like, okay. And they had some pictures. I guess they were stock pictures, because the game that I got, one, it came in the worst packaging ever. It just came in a bubble wrap pack with nothing else in it. It was just a thin layer of bubble wrap. So I opened it up, and it was like the box was crushed. And then on top of that, there's a giant rectangular yellow sticker letting me know that this has been certified and that it's brand new and that it's whatever, right on the effing cover. I'm pissed. Yeah. Haven't taken any pictures of it yet, but it will be up on the Instagram. I will be writing an angry post about it. Yeah, and I have to give them. Grief. Yeah, it very much is a game of grief. I have to write these guys a bad review. I'm sorry, right?
Why don't you just try to get a refund?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. In the post, I know the pictures, but in the post, did it describe the game? Because that's how they get away with it sometimes. Like, at least on eBay, right? Like, they'll have a stock picture on eBay, and then the post, like, if you actually read the description, it'll say, well, it has a sticker here, right? And that's
didn't
how they
say any of that. I'll go ahead and take a look again, but I mean, I checked to make sure it was new because the price was so low and whatever else. But they slapped it on there for their warehouse or whatever it is, right? For logistics or whatever. But it's like, that's not the way you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and look at that thing again, but they're most likely going to be getting a negative review. So other people know. Do not order from these guys. I have to figure out what the place I ordered it from, but I was a little salty over that. I
would be too. No, I agree.
Yeah. So I did say I got good pickups. Now, while the expansion is good, the quality of the box not so good. But I also got Crash Bandicoot Warped for the PS1, Battlefield 3 Limited Edition for the PS3, Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior for the PS3, Call of Duty Ghost for the PS3, Call of Duty World at War for the PS3, Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus for the PS3.
Those Ratchet and Clank games for PS3 getting a damn price. That was a good find.
Oh, yeah? I got it for $2. And MotorStorm Arctic Edge under $2 for the PS2 at a dollar store. You know, they have like the DVD rack that's like right near the register, and you buy like these, like not even like Blu-rays, just straight up DVDs from like the late 90s, early 2000s. And you're like, oh, I get a copy of Hitch for $5. And you're like, I don't know about that.
Probably
so I was like thumbing
much,
through.
Go ahead.
Yeah, way too much. I was thumbing through, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is a MotorStorm game. And it was like, wait a minute, it's for the PS2, not the PS3. So apparently this MotorStorm game came out in 2009, which was after the franchise started, because I believe it was a launch title for the PS3. They made a sequel, but that was the first one. So they made a sequel on the previous gen console. It's very, 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 very interesting. I had to look up on the back because I thought the PS3 one was the first one in the series, but this is for PS2. I looked at the back; it said 2009. I said, okay.
I actually do own this game. It is in my collection.
Yeah. It's not really worth anything, but I was happy to find it at like a dollar store for like $2 or less than $2. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. But all right. How about you, Dan? What have you picked up?
So, well, I got some okay pickups. Nothing with a big sticker on it. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
Nothing with a big. Well, you know, when you pick up something from Amazon, you may get a big warehouse sticker on it, which sucks. I have that on my Vita TV, which you know, now obviously is up there in price.
What is the Vita TV?
Where you could hook it up and you could play your Vita games on your TV. Well, certain Vita games.
Oh, it's just like the little component cable thing or whatever.
It's the box, yeah. The box, and you hook up a DualShock 3, and then you can play Vita games on your television.
Gotcha. Okay. So they have it.
But I bought it when they discontinued it. I got it for like $20. Now it's worth like $500. And they have a big Amazon sticker on it in the back, and it's on the actual cardboard, so I can't take it off. I have to just keep it on there. Got to eat that. All right, get into this is a mix of Lukey, eBay, and you know, not dollar store, thrift store find. So I'll just fly through. Oh, and limited run. Some of the limited run games came through.
Ooh, all right.
So I got a PS Vita game. Don't really see much of these in a while anymore. Sword Art Online Lost Song. Say that 10 times fast. Don't know much about this, but you know, I saw it was a Vita game, so I had to pick this up. It looks like an action sort of RPG, right? So maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. That's hit or miss, but it's a Vita game. Complete in box by Bandai Namco, by the way. PS1 Xena Warrior Princess. I thought the Xena game I had for the N64 was the same Xena game that came out on the PS1. That is not true. The Xena game that came out on the N64 is a fighting game. The Xena Warrior Princess for the PS1 actually is an adventure game. So.
Yes. I have seen some video footage of this. Haven't played it personally, but
graphics don't really hold up too well, but
no,
it was well received. People kind of liked it. They thought it was a great Xena game for the time, at least. So, Limited Run finally sent me my Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe Edition. So I have that for the Switch. I bought that on the Switch, by the way. I do own the first one digitally on the Switch, and then when Limited Run said they were putting it out physical, I said I am not buying a digital version for the second one. I was going to buy it on a Wii U.
Right.
So, also for the Switch, I have Blue Fire, which actually I think came out for the PS5 and Xbox too. It is like a Zelda clone. Yeah, I did try it out. Not bad. Actually, may get into it. It is more like a Zelda. It's a Zelda game without the personality, if that makes sense. Doesn't have the charm and the personality of Zelda.
Yeah,
sort of a Zelda clone.
The mechanics are there, but the heart isn't there. Yeah.
The heart is not there. No.
Mm-hmm.
Good try. It was a good try, though.
Right.
I have no idea how to pronounce this. Hoa?
Sure.
H-O-A.
HOA? The Homeowners Association game? That's what you got? You have to work your 9 to 5 to pay off your dues?
I do. I got this for the PS5.
Nice.
I randomly just picked this up because it was on sale. I'm starting to look for the dreaded hidden gem game, right? For any system, and it's okay. I think I've played like 30 minutes of it. I do want to try it out again. It is. Maybe I'll talk more about it after I played a little bit more on a regular show and games I've been playing. But it's okay. I can see what they're trying to do. I just don't know if it captured me the way I thought it would, at least. I finally picked up Untitled Goose Game by House.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it for the PS4. Yep. Not gonna say I haven't played much of this at all. I know what it is. It's just a game, and I love the fact that they kept it Untitled Goose Game because it was the Untitled Goose Game that was sort of the name behind the scenes for it.
Yeah,
and they just kept it.
Yeah. It happened to be in one of the slides in one of the presentations a few years ago, and they nope, it is Untitled Goose Game.
Talk about stickers. It was the last one at GameStop.
Sure.
So it was the last quote unquote new one at GameStop, right?
So it was already gutted and all that.
Yeah. And I told them, I said, the last time I got this with codes and everything, the codes were redeemed. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Not supposed to. But then I looked at the codes that came in here. It's nothing like for the game itself, so I don't really care if it's redeemed or not for the soundtrack and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. So it's interesting. I kind of had a change of heart a little bit in the whole GameStop gutting of the games. Now, I get that they have to gut a copy and put it on the shelf, and they have to have a presentation copy or a copy for someone to look at, because they get some promo stuff before the game comes out, but they never get a dummy box when the game comes out. So they have to gut a copy, take out the inside so nobody tries to steal it, because then you're just getting a case with no game, which most people aren't going to care about, so they're not going to steal it. That's the whole point of that. We did that at EB when I used to work at Electronics Boutique and all that. And I used to be like, well, I mean, it's still new, right? I mean, barring somebody like an employee dropping the disc on the ground or spilling their sauce or drink on it or whatever, it's going to be in perfect condition. And obviously you're going to open it and play the game. But now as an older adult, a grown man gamer, as Dan likes to say all the time, I don't get to play all these
grandpa
games.
Gamers now.
Grandpa gamers. Hey, I got a little white in the beard. It's fine. I understand how people can be upset not getting a complete inbox, properly sealed from the factory HCM game. So the only thing I would say is that as long as the GameStop employee lets you know it's the last copy and we had to open it up and all that, I'm okay with it, but I understand why people were upset.
Well, I always say don't put the sticker on it. I'm not going to return it unless it's just not working.
Yeah. They put the little sticker around the side of it. Yeah.
So, talk about game. I also picked up from GameStop Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix. For the 360. Go to GameStop now. The 360 PS3.
Right now? Hold on. We gotta put this episode. Gotta put the episode on hold. I'll be right back.
Put it on pause. Go right now. Okay. Because they're drying up. The 360, PS3, Wii U, and Wii. Funny enough, they still have Wii games. They're drying up. So
yep.
Go right now and pick them up. Also got Hot Wheels World's Best Driver. Didn't know Hot Wheels. I mean, I know Hot Wheels usually puts out games. I thought it would be more like more kiddish type games. This one looks like a real racing game.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Hitting that teen demographic, I think.
yeah, definitely want to pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about sealed games with stickers, or sealed games or games with stickers. I got a sealed copy of Lucha Libre Heroes of Del Ring from Luki. I got this. I got to get out of the package, and this is I think the third sealed game they've sent me.
Wow, I don't know this game. I'm assuming it's a wrestling game because it says Lucha Libre, but
it is a Mexican wrestling game, and it looks pretty damn good. People, I've heard people talk about it. I thought I had this in the collection already, but apparently I didn't. So I didn't know if I wanted to get it for the PS3 or get it for the 360. I'm glad I got it for the 360 because I got it sealed. So maybe I'll buy it for the PS3 now and keep that sealed. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't make more of these.
Maybe they did. I mean, maybe they did, and maybe it's under a different name. I don't know. I feel like there has to be, because Lucha Libre is big, like in Mexico, right?
Oh,
so
sure.
I feel like there has to be other Lucha Libre games out there that we probably just didn't pay attention to.
Yeah. Apparently, La Parka's in this game.
La Parka is in this game. He is in the back. If you turn it around to the back, he is featured in the back of the cover.
Wow.
So
nice. Okay.
All right, now it's my PS2 games. I got Road Trip.
Oh.
Don't know much about this. Is that good, huh?
I forget if it's a just like a redneck racing game or if it's a redneck twisted metal game. I think it's one of those two.
Well, I love the moniker in the back. It's 0 to adventure in 6 seconds.
Oh my god. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this game, but it looks like Rocket League before Rocket League existed. So it looks like they have one where it's like you go 1-on-1 with soccer ball. You just mini cars on a field.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't remember it. I don't remember it getting very good reviews.
Okay. I picked up Hidden Invasion on the PS2. It is definitely a beat 'em up game.
Yeah.
It looks
early PS2 title, early-ish PS2 title.
Yeah, kick ass and take aim. I love that moniker. I'm gonna start reading the monikers in the back of the games.
I'm kind of liking this. Yeah.
I kind of like this. 16 massive levels, 6 badass boss characters, awesome arsenal of weapons from machine guns to futuristic pulse cannons, state-of-the-art 3D environments and characters. So kind of like that. I've tried it. I like my beat 'em up games. And the creme de la creme, a game that I actually bought on eBay, and we went back and forth with the price, but I think I got it for a good price because it is up there in price, especially the PSP version. There was a sequel. I think that was not the PSP version. It was a sequel that was on the PSP, and that one is up there in price as well. And that is Steambot Chronicles PS2, made by Atlas.
Nice.
Have you ever played that? Have you ever heard of that?
I've definitely heard of Steambot Chronicles. Haven't played it.
It's like an action RPG, and you're in a mech. The action part is when you're in the mech, and then when you get out of the mech, that's where the RPG stuff comes into play. Wow,
you were not wrong about the price. I just took a look real quick.
Definitely didn't pay that price that you're looking at.
Right.
But a little bit lower than whatever price you're seeing.
Gotcha.
All right,
Dave. It looks cool. It looks cool.
Okay. All right, Dave. We said we were going to alternate. I love having like sort of a revolving door around the different segments so we can switch it up a little bit. I know we introduced our top three a couple of episodes ago, but we're going to put that to bed for this month, and maybe we'll bring it back next month. But this month, I want to get back into Triple R, where we talk about a game and we say we either want to remaster it, remake it, or recycle it. Dave, what's your Triple R for this month?
Oh, it is the Crown Jewel.
Not the WWE live premium event that's coming back to Saudi Arabia back in, I think, in November, December?
Wow, I didn't even know that existed. No,
it's called Crown Jewel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. No. The crown jewel of the Tekken franchise, Tekken 3, the best in the series, arguably. I want a remake of the PS1 classic that came out in, I believe, 1998 in North America. I played this game to the bone with my friend James because he got a PS1. So I was over there like every day, and we would just play. We'd play King versus Tiger, back and forth, all damn day. And I loved this game. Had a volleyball mode. Had a beat 'em up mode. I know how you love your beat 'em ups, Dan. Had a beat 'em up mode called Tekken Force, right? It had
that's true. That's right. I forgot about that.
Had team battle play, right? You could do up to like 8v8, and you kind of do like elimination, survival, versus, arcade mode, story mode. There was 21 characters in this game from all different styles of fighting. It's an amazing game. I want a remake of this, soup to nuts. Maybe remake is a little strong. Maybe like a really good remaster, but like I want like the graphics with like, you know, PS5, you know, HDR and like all the, you know, real-time shadows and everything. I want all the latest bells and whistles. I want it to look super crispy. But the gameplay was like pretty solid, so you don't really have to do that much to the game balance. Maybe like, you know, adjust some things, make some characters a little more even to play with, but keep it simple. Give me a new version of the classic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want the classic game too. And I went with Streets of Rage, the original Streets of Rage, and I want a remake, soup to nuts, Resident Evil 2 style remake of Streets of Rage. Sega said they were bringing back some old franchises. Okay,
Yep.
We've talked about that on a regular show. They said they were going to bring back old franchises. I know you want Jet Set Radio.
I'm pretty sure they are. That and Crazy Taxi are coming back.
Yeah, well, you know, I want Streets of Rage to come back, but I want a remake of the original. And I specifically want the original because I like the fact when you hit the super, the cop comes out with the missile. It just throws the missile and it destroys everybody. Yep. I hate they took that part out of the game.
For part 2 and 3, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You got actual like physical super moves as opposed to like a cop car that rolls up wherever you are, by the way. Like you could be in the elevator towards the end of the game and the cop car still comes around with the rocket launcher and like does like the little halo fire. Well,
you know what they should have did? They should have said this is just super and this is like you know, like a power. I don't know, like call it something a super.
Sure, like a power move, a power move and a super move or something. Sure.
Yeah. You can say you can only use it. You can only use the missile on like once in a level or something like that, right? And I would try to keep it for the boss battle, or something along those lines. So I hate the fact they took it out, but I want a soup to nuts remake of the original Streets of Rage, and I think it would sell. I think it would sell. And the Ninja Turtle game, the Cowabunga collection, and a new Ninja Turtle game that's coming out, right? Shredder's Revenge, or I think that's the name of it, right? Mm-hmm. That should inspire Sega to see, hey, beat 'em ups are making sort of a comeback, right?
Right.
And I think people would be through the moon for it.
Sure.
So that's what
I mean, we also had the new, well, not the new, but the reissue of the Scott Pilgrim game versus the World.
That's right. We had the reissue
the game
of that
for Switch and all modern consoles via limited run. So,
and to a lesser degree, the thing that really started it all was we got Double Dragon 4.
We did. Yeah. We even got a physical of that.
Yeah. Right. The game that never came out. They literally made the game like it was going to come out in the 90s.
Yep.
So that sort of started it all to a lesser degree. But I want a Streets of Rage remake.
Nice.
That's
okay.
All right, Dave. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to dive deep into our backlog. We're going to talk about Chaos Legion and Genji, Dawn of the Samurai. And we're back. All right, Dave. Let's dive deep into our backlog and let's talk about Chaos Legion and Genji, Dawn of the Samurai. Now, I played Chaos Legion because it was one of the games I thought would be a game for me, right? I love these hack and slash type games. And I really wanted to play this for a long time, and I figured this would be a great time to talk about it. It's my birthday. Well, it's my birthday month, right? So I wanted to pick a good game, and I don't want to skip to the end, but I was a little disappointed.
You wanted to pick a good game, so the intention was there.
I thought I picked a good game.
Well, all right,
and to be fair, it's an okay game. So Chaos Legion, released in North America August 6, 2003. Published by Capcom, developed by Production Studio 6, and it came out for PS2 and the PC. It's a third-person hack and slash action game, and I played the original on the PS2 Slim. Okay, so I thought I was really gonna like it. I mean, I think I'm gonna start reading the monikers if I have like the box for it. Right, if you look at Savage by Nature ! If you love Devil May Cry, you'll love Chaos Legion by PlayStation Magazine, official PlayStation Magazine.
Jesus. Okay.
And boy, was he wrong. Well, were they wrong? So the story behind this game, in this game, is you play as Sieg Warheart, and I'm sure I butchered that name. I don't know.
I can guarantee you he's German. But he's probably got. Well, I know he's got the Japanese spiky red hair. So,
yes, he does. He does. Sieg is a type of Gothic knight. Right, he's a knight of the Knights of the Glyph.
Okay,
I guess a play off the Knights of the Round Table. Right. And Victor Delacroix is sort of the main villain in the game, or so you think. I'm not going to spoil anything. As you go through the levels, more is revealed, is one of those, right? So Victor, who has stolen the Forbidden Book, and you have to stop him from releasing evil that will destroy the three planes of existence, the netherworld, middle world, and the celestial world. But there is a backstory to this, because Victor feels Sieg was responsible for the death of his lover. So, well, that's where, more of the story is revealed. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to be too spoilery right here, because I know you haven't played it. Or anybody else out there who wants to try and play it.
Okay, so, fair enough.
Gameplay, it's, you have 14 linear stages in total, right? Numerous enemies are attacking in waves, right? Which, to be, for a PS2 game, I thought was pretty impressive, but it does take a frame rate hit, right? Like there are dips when there's so many enemies that you're facing.
Is it like Muso level enemies, like just hundreds of guys running around, or?
Yes, well, I would say the best way this game is in sort of an old school Astral Chain meets Dynasty Warriors style game.
Okay.
Right? So it is sort of like a Muso style game in the sense of you have nothing but waves of enemies that come at you from everywhere. And you have to clear the enemies to get to the next stage or get to the next part of the stage. Right? Because it is completely linear. So, you get into a part of the stage and it's all right, well the door or the gate won't open until you clear it.
Oh, it's one of those. All right. They lock you into the battle. Yeah.
They lock you into the battle. Definitely not open world. I mean, obviously for the time, I don't see how they could have made it open, but we'll see. If they do something. Capcom have been sitting on this franchise for a while. They haven't made any attempts to sort of do a remake or a sequel to this.
Right. So, I believe this is the only one in the series, right? So it's
correct.
Just kind of a one-off. Yeah.
Well, legions need to be summoned. You have to summon them. They are not unstoppable by any means. They are not invincible. They're not super powerful. As a matter of fact, you could take too much damage and they'll disappear, and you need to re-up your soul meter to get them back. So you are completely weak in the beginning of the game. Completely. Your attacks are weak. Your melee, I mean, Siege, he can't even run in this game. He can jump, but you can't run.
Okay.
And your melee attacks are super weak, and you do have to do the thing that I hate doing, and that is upgrade. You have to upgrade your legions, and you have to upgrade Sieg's power. So well, his attacks and stamina and stuff like that. So you have to upgrade in this game. You can upgrade your force, your assist, your enchant, and attack and defense, which you do. I want to say I would more so level up my health meter, and definitely level up my attacks for my different legions, because that seemed to be the best thing to work for me, because it definitely gets harder the more you go through different stages. So and then after you reach the 10th stage, you can revisit the old levels to farm, and so you can keep upgrading, right? It's one of those old RPG tactics, right, where you could just keep farming so you can upgrade your levels, right?
So can you only do that after the 10th stage?
Yes.
Interesting. So they funnel you into the story until
well put it this way, it makes sense to do it because you get to be more powerful. Right. So when you go back to the older stages,
you can just clean them up.
You could just plow through it. Yeah. And they have 7 different legions that you could choose from, each with their own abilities, right? And you have the Sword Legion, Power Legion, Arrow Legion, Shield Legion, Claw, and Bomb Legion, which all sort of self-explanatory in the name of what type of legion it is, right? Obviously, the Arrow Legion that has an arrow. In the Arrow Legion, actually, certain legions, you'll have multiple legions of them. So you summon like the Arrow Legion, and there'll be 3 different Arrow Legions that come out. I thought the legions, I'm not going to lie, I thought legions would be the thing, just like an astral chain when you have your monster on an astral chain, where I thought they would be a little bit more powerful. They are completely weak, and you need to upgrade them. And honestly, you have to strategically use them. So you're getting hit with waves of enemies. It may not be a smart thing to call your legion to help you out right now. Because if they take too much damage, once you get to like the boss battle, their energy may be depleted and they'll die quicker. So you have to be strategic.
And you need a certain amount of the soul meter to be able to like re-put out a new legion, right? To recast a new legion.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So it seems like there's a little bit of strategy there.
There is definitely strategy in this.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. Now the enemies, you do get a good variety of different enemy types. Enemies with talons, claws, all sort of satanic creatures that come around, and they're sort of, you have your regular, minion creatures that are 1 million of them, and then you have sort of your medium size ogre, like, overbearing, mid tier enemies that come at you. And then the boss battle, the bosses are huge exaggerations of the smaller enemies. So if you like in one sort of level, you have like those little mini creatures with claws, and then you'll have like the big boss that's huge and he has claws and he's like deformed. He looks like a crab that's been deformed by the ooze, right? Ninja Turtles, something like that. The boss battles are interesting, and you definitely have to be strategic in them. And I want to say you have to pick the right legion for the right battle, right? Because you can have like a boss battle. There is a boss battle in here where you're fighting a big mutated tree. And it's good to have sort of the arrow legion that are going to shoot arrows, because you can't reach the tree. The tree is like in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you have enemies coming at you as you're attacking. So you have to definitely be strategic in how you use your legions and when you use your legion. Say that 10 times fast. Graphical style, it's the same, it's what you expect. Sort of a gothic medieval, dark environment. I love the intense gothic metal sound with the drums and the guitar riffs, and the music definitely amps you up. Even before you get to a boss, the music is like super intense and fast paced. So the music, I really do dig the music.
That is definitely of that time. Nu metal was huge, right? And everybody was kind of capitalizing on that. Hot Topic was at its, high point. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought this game would be like an earlier version of Astral Chain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I thought I had more control over my Legion.
Mm-hmm.
But you really don't, because once you call them, they don't really attack unless you tell them to attack. In certain cases, I thought I would have more control of the Legion. It just didn't work out the way I thought it would. And you really, it's again, you have to strategize in powering yourself, powering up the Legion, which Legion you want to use, and they just die too quickly, to be honest. At least for my liking, I figured the first 5 levels should be the tutorial of getting you through, since they make you so weak and you have to power up.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to the 3rd level, it's like you definitely need to start strategizing. So, but after each level, you sort of get a cinematic story to get you through, what's going on and the different plot twists and turns.
Mm-hmm.
But the game does get repetitive. There is no variety in the environment, right? It's just different color schemes, where I'll get the same gothic, dark environment, medieval looking environment, but it's red instead of black.
Oof. Yeah, that kind of screams budget title to me. I mean, out of the videos I saw and whatnot, I was like, okay, this is kind of what this game is. I mean, I think it looked visually. Well, the quality of the graphics look good. Maybe the art design is a little bit. They kind of left a little bit to be desired. It seems like, but.
Well, I honestly, this is the first game I think I've picked for Saturday Morning Retro where I'm going to say I don't think it holds up so well.
Oof.
And I know, this game has sort of its, it has a cult following and people love this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's people who loved it at the time or younger people who are just playing it now for the first time, seeing, what Capcom had in its back catalog.
Right.
But
Right.
I think the idea is great, but not the execution. And I don't think I like this. I don't like this version.
Mm-hmm.
So, it got sort of mixed reviews. I mean, this was around Metacritic time. PS2 version or Metacritic got a 65,
mm-hmm.
right? Where user score was 79. The best score that was released was about an 86, and the worst score was from Gamers Pulse. They gave it a 40. Right? They pretty much called it a poor man's Devil May Cry. I love how they use Devil May Cry to either pump up the game or shoot the game down. Right.
Right.
And in the back of the game, it from PlayStation, it says, if you love Devil May Cry, you love this game. But for the review for Gamers Pulse, they pretty much say it was a poor man's, Devil May Cry. I couldn't find a full review online. I guess it no longer. I don't know if Gamers Pulse even exists anymore. But
I never even heard of it.
They said it had imperfect controls and lackluster gameplay. But that's not the score that matters. The score that matters is the score that we give it, and I give it. It pains me because I want to really like this game. I have to give it a 5.
You gotta be honest, Dan. You gotta be honest with yourself. Give it a 5. 5 out of 10. Wow. Okay.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
If you want to buy this game, you can get a complete copy from Lukey for $27.47.
Okay.
US dollars.
And that's a complete inbox with the manual and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All
All right. So Dave, tell me all about Genji Dawn of the.
I will tell you about Genji Dawn of the Samurai. And it's it's interesting when you talk about Chaos Legion, because there is some things that are shared with Genji. But let me give some info in the game and then a little bit of the backstory. But this was released in Japan, June 30th, 2005. Released the same year in North America, September 20th, 2005. Developed by Game Republic, and I'll talk about them in just a sec. Published by Sony, Sony Computer Entertainment. Released on the PS2, and it is the hack and slash action adventure with RPG elements, with a semi-fixed camera. So think Devil May Cry in the way that the camera is. And I played this on a PS2, so I played it on official hardware. Played it on the Tube TV to get the authentic experience. And this game is based off the Japanese story, The Tale of Genji, which I know nothing about, but I can say that the sequel to this game, right? Because there was two. There was Genji, Dawn of the Samurai, and then the sequel, Days of the Blade, spawned the infamous giant enemy crab meme at the disastrous Sony E3 2006 presentation, where they're trying to hype up the PS3 and they're kind of going through some games, and they come out to talk about Genji, and they're like, it's got period accurate battles. And then you see the dude running around fighting this like oversized giant crab, and you got to flip him over on his back to do massive damage. So I forgot about that. I forgot that this was the prequel to that game, but it was kind of interesting. But a little backstory on a Game Republic. They made a board game or two. They made Shadowhunters. Which is a kind of a Japanese-style board game, which is apparently pretty good. I think that was one of their first releases. They made the two Genji games. They made Folklore, if you remember that game.
I remember that.
They made a few Dragon Ball games, including Dragon Ball Origins, and Clash of the Titans, which was one of their last games. I think that was the movie tie-in. And they had a real strong relationship with Sony, so most of their games were on PS2, PS3. Studio is no longer in business. They closed in 2011. Some of the staff, actually a lot of the staff, went to work for Tango Games, who used to work for Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil fame, who used to work for Capcom, to which Tango Games got bought out by ZeniMax, which ZeniMax was recently bought out by Microsoft. So now Microsoft owns the PS2, PS3 franchise Genji, because it was part of Tango Game, or it was part of Game Republic, which became Tango, which became ZeniMax, which is now Microsoft Studios. So
maybe they'll put it on Games Pass.
Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? Let me tell you a little bit about the story. This is ripped directly from the wiki. I'm going to be completely honest, because the cutscenes are actually all of the voice dialogue is in Japanese with subtitles. There is no dub. There is no dub. For the authenticity, it is definitely very nice. I was a little taken aback that they didn't have an English translation, but given the short timeline between the Japanese and the North American release, they probably either didn't have the budget and or the time to do complete translation of it. So all the menus and everything are translated into English, but dialogue's all in Japanese. So that was kind of interesting. But the story follows the adventures of Minamoto Yoshitsune as he descends from the mountain retreat, eventually embraces...
10 times fast.
I am not going to. I'm surprised I said it once. He comes down from a mountain retreat, and he embraces a quest to defeat the Taira clan, thereby avenging his father. So it is a revenge tale. Very early on, you meet the Tamayori clan, who are the guardians of the Amagane, which is kind of a spiritual force. I guess maybe similar to Star Wars Force or whatever. There's this power that's around you that can be harnessed into these stones of power. which can then be used to do super awesome attacks in the game, right? Magical powers they call the Kamui, right? And you do get some cool mechanics in there. So that's kind of the backstory in the company and the backstory of the game a little bit. Obviously, it's based off this legendary Japanese tale, which probably goes even more in depth. But the game kind of gives you enough to kind of get you on your way. And the way that the game plays out, right? So you get an overworld map. You get like a legit map, and there's like different points that you can go to. So you don't like travel like you would in like, say, like an open world, say like a Ghost of Tsushima, right? It's not that kind of game. You get to pick the area that you go to. Usually it's a predetermined path, but once you start opening up different parts, then you can kind of go back through other areas if you want to gain more experience or like look for other items. And it's in 3D. It's just like Devil May Cry with kind of the semi-fixed camera that kind of moves around a little bit, and then you can kind of run around that area, and they have different paths that you can kind of go down, and you can look for hidden items and whatever else. You get 2 different characters to play as, which I was a little surprised by. So during like the beginning of, I guess, Chapter 1, right in the middle of Chapter 1, you fight this guy named Benkei, and then you guys become friends, and you're like, we should team up and beat this evil clan. And I'm like, okay, that happened real quickly. So Yosha.
So your greatest ally was your earliest enemy.
Yeah, exactly. So Benkei's the burly dude. He's got the big, like, staff and axes and like big swinging weapons. Yoshitsune is the more nimble one. He uses the kind of katana blades and the ninja swords and all that. So that's kind of cool. So they have different play styles. They have different equipment, right? Because Yoshitsune, he uses different weaponry, uses different armor, right? Because he's got a different body type. So you can kind of equip them with different, armor and like weapons. And you do find some stuff. You can also buy some stuff. You can also buy some stuff in the shops around town and all that. You can kind of go, and the shopkeeper will have new items. The further you get in the games, you can always go back and like, pick out new stuff and whatnot. And then there's like an accessory slot. So the accessories are anyone can use them. They'll give you like an attack boost or a defense boost or lightning defense, or you'll be like a healing charm you can get, but only one character can equip it. So you need to find like 2 of them, or buy another one, or like equip them with something else. So you do get a leveling up system. So there is like some RPG elements. So you beat up a bunch of enemies, your experience goes up, which is kind of cool. You don't necessarily need to grind. You can kind of just like play, and you'll kind of level up as you go. So it's not like you have to keep going back to the old areas. And then like, so the combat, right? This is the thing that I thought was going to be like the saving grace of this game. Cause it was like, the presentation's like pretty good, right? And like the cutscenes I thought looked pretty good. And it had a little bit going for it, but I was just mashing. Even on the bosses, I was just mashing. I was mashing square, Dan.
It's just a mash specs. That's
pretty,
just
pretty much
a button masher.
Pretty much. Now, I've been playing Elden Ring, right? I've been talking about it on the regular show. I've been playing it forever, and going from that game to this game, like, it is loose. This game is loose, very, very loose. So you get a light attack. You get a heavy attack, which is like a charge attack, which usually has like a wide area. You can jump. There are jumping attacks. You can jump on their heads and do, jumping slashes and all that. You can block, which I've never done because you really just don't need to.
So you don't have to parry? You don't have to parry or anything?
I mean, as far as I got in the game, and I fought like a ton of bosses already and like a bunch of mobs. You can just kind of mash. And they don't even have there's not like additional combos that you can do or whatever. It's all just like a chain. You keep tapping square, and you'll do hit, and it's always the same kind of motion. Right? There's really not that much to it. You do get like a bullet time. Right? When I was talking earlier about the Amagane, which is like the weird, like, key energy or whatever, soul power that you pick up. You get those, and it's like, okay, yeah, Benkei's got a power, and Yoshitsune's got a power, and basically it amounts to you hitting like R1 when your meter is powered up, and then you'll kind of go into like a slow-mo, and you'll attract all of the enemies, and it's really like a timing thing. You have to wait for when square comes up, and then you hit square, and you'll do like a big attack, right? And if you miss on it, or you attack outside of that window, the meter goes away. If you get hit, the meter goes away, and your combo goes away. So that's like kind of the thing. You have to go until the slow-mo time is there and immediately use the slow-mo time. And this goes for bosses too, right? So when you're fighting like a tiger boss, or some like, big dude with a massive club or whatever, some of them have like 2 bars of energy. So like when you get it all the way down, there's like a hidden bar behind it, and it's like, Christ. And you do like little chip damage. So they really want you to like go into slow-mo time, wait for the right moment, do the thing, and that's where the damage really comes in. So they really want you to do that, but they don't really make that clear, right? They don't really go into all these systems very well. And, granted, there's not much there, but it would have been nice to like they tell you about some of the stuff a little bit, and they give you like 1 or 2 tutorials, but yeah, it's a little bit half-baked. I'm going to be honest. It's a little bit half-baked. Okay. I was expecting more out of this game, so.
Well, it looks. I mean, listen. I'm looking at it. It looks good. I like the character design. I like the fact. I don't know which character this is. I can't pronounce the name, but he has like a big club. Like I love like
that is a Benkei, yeah.
Like the big exaggeration of the weapons, right? Mm-hmm. It looks like definitely a button masher, but it looks like a game I would like. I mean, I like this. I like the second one on the PS3.
Sure. I mean, it's very easy to get into. It's not hard to get into. You get into that game like right away. Like they immediately, after the opening cutscene, they immediately put you in front of a bunch of dudes without even giving you a tutorial yet. And they're like, have at it. You'll figure it out. And you do. I mean, it's almost impossible to lose that battle because you can just mash. But like one thing that's also kind of cool is that with a few exceptions, you can always switch between who you want to play as. So you don't always get stuck playing one or the other character, right? Like once you get Benkei, anytime you go to like a save point, you can switch between Yoshitsune or like Benkei, which is kind of cool. So you can play both play styles, and you almost don't have to play as the other character if you don't want. I mean, maybe that kind of changes at later points in the story where there's like some key things, but mostly you can kind of play who you want to play. Graphics are a high point. I'll tell you that. This is like it's a really nice looking PS2 game. And the cutscenes surprisingly hold up. They don't have that like weird uncanny valley where it's like they look really plasticky, or they just kind of have, it's like I see what they're going for, but it just looks off. It looked really nice. And they definitely do have a lot of cutscenes. So, and I always kind of like that. And they kind of tell the story, and like I said before, it's all subbed. It's not dubbed. So you really have to read what they're saying. As far as the sound goes, the sound, or the soundtrack, I should say, fits the game. It is very much period music of the time, with kind of the taiko drums and the traditional Japanese instruments. So it was nice to see. I didn't really hear anything that was kind of standout though, but it was nice that it kind of matched having some like hip hop music or like the gothic metal of like Chaos Legion may have kind of taken me out of it if they kind of went another route with it. So I was kind of happy to see they had that, but it wasn't really like anything to get hype about. It was good, but sound effects are good. They're just as good as any other PS2 game at the time. So I guess like the high point is the RPG elements. I didn't think this was going to be an RPG game like that, and it's RPG light because you get to level up your character just by beating enemies, and then you also get to which I didn't mention before, but you get the Amagane stones, and you can use 3 of them to level up your health, your defense, or your attack power. And I think they like cap out over time. I believe that they're shared between characters. I'd have to go back and check on that, but because like when you go to Benkei's subscreen, you go to Yoshisune's subscreen, they have the little thing where you can put the Yamagane in. So, yeah, and the worst part of the game is I don't want to say you could beat it just by like mashing the square button, but you can kind of just mash your way through it. So
I know how much you love where you could just push a button to beat a game.
Oh, tell me about Fable. Ugh. Yeah, I was getting some Fable vibes out of it a little bit.
I knew you were gonna. I knew it. As soon as you said it, I knew you were gonna think.
Yeah, you had. Well, you brought it up. You definitely prompted me for it. I have to say I like it a lot better than Fable because it wasn't necessarily sold. I kind of remember this game at the time. It wasn't really sold as a big open world game where you could do a lot of stuff. It was just here's a traditional Japanese tale. Action RPG combat that's kind of wrapped up in it, and there you go. So it was a fun experience. I would say if you're interested and you would probably enjoy and have a good time with it, I would say try it out. Not great, but I would say try it out. And looking at like some of the reviews around that time, this is also a game that has a bunch of reviews on Metacritic, so we are able to get that. Sometimes we don't because it's a game that's well before its time. This is 74 out of 100 with the critics on Metacritic. And the user score, 8.7, user score a little bit higher, which kind of makes sense because it is a very immediate game. It's a very pick up and play game. Doesn't have a steep learning curve to get into. The best review was from GamePro with a 90 out of 100, which I think is a little bit high. And Eurogamer is 5 out of 10, which understandable out of it, understandable given the, the whole entire game. I don't think it's a 5. I also don't think it's a 9 out of 10.
Well, Dave, the most important score that matters is what do you think then? What is your score?
I'd say like 6.5 to 7. 6.75 out of 10. Can I say that?
No.
6.75.
No. We're in the 10-point scale.
Well, you could do. We've done points, haven't we? We've done
the 5-point scale. So it's either 6.5 or it's a 7. All
right. Well, I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. And I know that sounds a little harsh. It's still a fun game. I'd still say check it out, but it's not God of War. It's not Devil May Cry. It's not any of the gold standard top tier PS2 games. But it was fun. I had a good time with it. I think I'm still gonna play it. I think I'm still going to go through the story and kind of see how it goes and see see how it kind of turns out. So I'll say that about it.
I think anything that's like a 6 or above is like you'll still play it, right? It's still playable.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But anything below that, right? Like I think, Chaos Legion, I put it as a 5 because I think it's just not something I would ever go back to.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this version of the game, I don't think I would go back to.
And there's a lot of other games like it, right?
Yeah, that do it much better.
Right. That's the same thing as I felt with Genji, playing Genji. But it's not bad by any means. It's not bad by any means. And you can get it right now on Luki. It is on sale for $11.97 complete, which is a very good price. I believe it's down from $30, if I'm not mistaken. So it is heavily discounted if you want to go and pick that up. And they do have copies in stock right now.
Okay.
So yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. So I think that is going to do it for episode 21 of Saturday Morning Retro. And if you guys want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. You can check out all of the fine podcasts featured on there if you're looking for more gaming goodness at gamingpodcastalliance.com. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.